So let's talk about something that's completely changing the game, how artificial intelligence is transforming the way we build software. We're going to see how tools like ChatGPT can become your personal co-pilot, helping you take a simple idea and turn it right into working code. Let's dive in.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if you didn't need to learn all these complex programming languages just to create something useful? What if you could just describe what you want in plain English and have an AI partner help you bring it to life? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. It's the new reality we're unpacking right now.
And this isn't just for one type of person. It's really for two key groups. First up, we have the creator. That's you if you've got a brilliant idea, but maybe zero coding experience. And then there's the developer, the pro who wants to work faster, smarter, and basically delegate all the tedious stuff. So whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned expert, this has something for you.
All right, so let's kick things off with the creator's journey. How in the world does someone with no coding background go from just an idea in their head to an actual finished product?
Okay, let's use a problem we can all relate to, building a file organizer. Come on, we've all had that desktop that's just a complete mess of random files. The goal is simple, right? Make a little program that automatically sorts everything into folders, like audio, video, and other. And the cool part? The tool we're going to use isn't some complicated software, but a single, well-written prompt for ChatGPT.
This brings us to a really key idea, what we're calling conversational development. You have to think of it less like writing code and more like, well, having a conversation. You tell the AI what you want, it gives you something to start with, you give it some feedback, and together you shape it into the final product. It's all about that back and forth.
In this conversation, it follows a really simple four-step loop. Step 1, you prompt the AI. Step 2, you try to run the code it spits out. Now, you're probably going to hit an error, and that's totally normal. It's part of the process. So for step 4, you just copy that error, paste it back to the AI, and ask it for a fix. You just keep repeating that loop. It's the fundamental workflow.
After just a few spins through that loop, what do you get? Boom! Mission accomplished. You've gone from one sentence, written in plain English, to a working tool that cleans up that messy folder. This is that magic moment where an idea actually becomes a real thing.
And here's the most important takeaway for every creator listening to this. You don't need to be a programmer to be a problem solver anymore. With these new tools, if you can clearly describe a problem, you are already halfway to building the solution. It's a huge shift.
Okay, so that's the roadmap for someone starting from scratch. But what about the pros, the experienced developers? Let's switch gears and look at how these tools give them a serious competitive edge.
For professionals, the whole strategy is different. You absolutely want to avoid asking for something massive and vague, like build me a complete social media app. That's just not going to work. Instead, you get super specific. You ask for the individual building blocks, like, hey, write me a function that validates a user's email and password. Why? Because you're giving the AI a small, well-defined problem it can actually solve, which dramatically cuts down on mistakes.
The guiding principle here is fantastic. I love this analogy. Don't ask for the whole car. Ask for the engine. The AI is incredible at generating those precise, powerful components. But you, the developer, you're still the architect. You're the one putting all the pieces together. Let me give you a really powerful example. Generating secure authentication middleware. Now, this is the kind of boiler code that's absolutely critical for security, but it's also really tedious and time-consuming to write from scratch. By outsourcing this complex but standard logic to an AI, a developer can literally save hours of work and focus on what makes their app unique.
But it goes way beyond just writing new code. Your AI teammate is useful across your entire workflow. You can drop in a confusing chunk of old legacy code and ask it to explain it to you line by line. You can ask it to refactor a slow function to make it faster, or, and this is a huge time saver, you can ask it to generate thousands of rows of fake test data in an instant. It's a true multi-tool.
Okay, so we've seen the path for creators and the playbook for the pros. Now let's zoom out and cover the universal best practices, the stuff that works for everyone, no matter your skill level.
So there's a core principle for getting good results, and it's called the laddering technique. It's a really simple three-step process. First, you start broad, give it the general idea. Second, you get feedback, run the code, see what it does. Then third, you refine and get more specific with your next prompt, like, okay, that's good, now modify it to handle image files. Just remember, your first prompt is almost never your last one.
It's also about picking the right tool for the right job. Here's a great way to think about it. ChatGPT is like your navigator.
It's the partner you have a conversation with to plan, brainstorm ideas, and figure out tough bugs. On the other hand, something like GitHub Copilot is your pilot. It sits right there with you in your code editor, anticipating what you're going to type next and completing lines of code for you. Two different roles, both incredibly useful.
Now, all of this brings us to a final and honestly an absolutely critical point. While the AI is your co-pilot, you are always the captain of the ship.
And this right here is the most important takeaway of the whole thing. The AI writes the code, but you own the result. You are 100% responsible for what you build and what you run on your machine.
You have to always remember, AI-generated code can have bugs. It can have serious security flaws. So rule number 1, never ever run code, especially if it's accessing your files or the internet, if you don't understand what it's doing. You have to review it, you have to test it, and you have to take full responsibility for the final product.
But with that sense of responsibility, the potential here is just incredible. For creators, it's a direct line from an idea to a finished product. For developers, it means building better software faster. For everyone, the future is this powerful human-AI collaboration that completely transforms how we create things.
So the tools are here. Your AI copilot is literally sitting there, ready, and waiting for your instructions. The only real question left is, what are you going to build first?